What should you do if the police take your phone and want to search it? This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And David Mann, legal storytelling specialist. Okay, the police take your phone and want to search it. I'm going to guess that you shouldn't let them do that. Is that right?
Right. Your phone is your property, and they're not entitled to look through your phone any more than they're entitled to look through your house. And so if you're being investigated for a crime or you've been arrested for a crime and law enforcement just, casually ask, do you mind if I look through your phone? Your answer should always be no.
Right. Just like so many other things we've said, you don't have any obligation to give them a reason to arrest you. Your phone is filled with things that have probably nothing to do with what they're even looking for. And so what exactly do they need to have in order to be able to search your phone?
Sure, they need a search warrant, but not an overly broad search warrant. So their search warrant for your phone needs to let the judge know what crime they're looking for evidence of, what particular crime do they think they're going to find evidence on your phone, and then what dates do they need to look for evidence of the crime. What sort of files or applications do they expect to find this evidence? Is it going to be social media, apps, or, are they going to find evidence of it in your text log? And then they need to also let the court know specifically what information they're looking for. So whether it's photographs, text messages, call logs, video evidence, whatever the case may be, the search warrant needs to be specific and law enforcement needs to stay in bounds. That is, only look for the evidence in what they've asked the court for permission to look in. So, if law enforcement is going to do what they're supposed to and get a search warrant, it needs to be very narrowly tailored.
Okay, do you have any examples of when this has gone really wrong and the police have had access to more than they should have?
Yes, I had a client who was accused of a drug charge, and they had a search warrant that was asking the court for permission to look for evidence of this drug charge, and they came across photographs of stolen property. And so they ended up charging my client not only with the drug charge, but they also charged my client with theft of stolen items as a result of seeing the photographs of the items. And so in this particular case, we were able to complain to the judge that they went outside the scope of the search warrant, that they came across the evidence illegally, and we asked that those photographs be suppressed, and we were able to get the whole case dismissed because but for law enforcement seeing the photographs on my client's phone, they had no other connection of my client to this particular crime.
Wow. Yeah. So it's really one of those things where it feels so natural. The police are asking for something and you think, oh, I need to give this to them. But you're saying there's just no instance in which you need to give them access to your whole phone.
No, absolutely not. And, once they have access to your phone because you've given them permission and they do what's called a phone dump, there's nothing preventing them, say in the future, 10 years down the road when, you're accused of a crime and they have this file on you, from going through that phone and looking for evidence of that crime. So you never know what the future holds. And if you give law enforcement just, the entire contents of your phone, they're going to extract that and keep it on file forever. So you don't give them anything that they ask for. Make them work for it.
Okay, and like everything else we always say, one of the first things you need to do if you're in a situation like that is call a lawyer, and they need to call you. And how do they do that?
Sure. We'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.